Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the Southern Cottage. I am Connie, and today we are in my greenhouse. I just spent the last couple of days getting everything cleaned out because I have got to start seeds. So my last frost date for my area is March the 8th. That's an estimated frost date. So technically after that I could plant outside without the fear of my plants getting frozen or frost. To figure out what your last frost date is, just Google it. Last frost date by zip code. Put your zip code in and it'll tell you your average last frost date. So I am already 2 weeks behind on getting my seeds started. But just because I'm behind doesn't mean I'm not going to go ahead and start them. The first thing that I'm going to start is my peppers. Now let me show you my seed storage. This is a photo case. I got it from Michael's. And this one has all my veggies in it. And I have them separated out by tomato, cherry tomato, squash, herbs, beans, peas, things like that. Today, I'm only working on my peppers. I might do some flowers later on, but right now I've got to get these going or else they're not going to be big enough to get in the ground once the temperatures are up high enough. You want to wait until you're 50 or above at night to plant your peppers out. So what I did to make my life just a little bit easier is I went and made a spreadsheet of all of my seeds. And I just put, you know, the type. So peppers. I have tame jalapeno, I have large jalapeno, bell pepper, sweet yellow, sweet orange, things like that, poblano, and then I put out to the side that they needed to be started 8 weeks early. So I'm about 4 weeks behind on these. So yeah. Technically, I'm not behind because if I don't start anything, I won't have anything. So I'm going to start where I'm at. So we're going to get these done today. And I have about 15 different seed packets. I'm not going to start them all. As much as I would want to, I'm not going to do that. So normally I would start in these small plug trays. I have a ton of these. These are 6-packs. I could technically start in these and sell a 6-pack of these. I might do that, but today is about my garden. So I am going to use these. Now these I got whenever I purchased plants last year. So they've been out here in the greenhouse for a while. So there are some leaves. They were outside first. They're dirty, but I'm putting dirt right back in them, so I do not even care. That's 10 plants in this one. And then I've got a couple more down here with larger that you can get 15 in. I'm not sure if I'm going to plant those up. And then I might start a few plugs. Maybe. We'll see. Because 10 is not going to be enough. Not going to be enough at all. So I have made my own mix. So basically I took potting soil, not garden soil, not topsoil, potting soil, mixed in some peat moss and perlite, and that is it. The potting soil that I bought was Miracle Grow, and it already has the fertilizer in it. I'm not going to fertilize these right now. You really don't need to fertilize them until they've got some roots, because they aren't able to take it in. But I don't want to have to up pot these. So I'm going to plant them directly in here, and they'll already have the fertilizer in the soil when their roots can take it in. I am putting on gloves because I don't like dirt underneath my fingernails. I like my hands in the dirt, I just don't like keeping it under my nails. So you want to start with a really light mix. This is very light and fluffy. And the reason I'm fine with doing this, first off, it already has nutrition in it for when they do get their roots and can take it up. But I'm kind of scatterbrained, and sometimes I don't remember things. And this is going to hold moisture really well. And if I forget that I need to fertilize my seedlings, they're going to be okay, because there's already fertilizer in here. You can definitely use seed starting mix, but know that there's no nutrition in it at all. Nothing. It's completely inert. So, and this is exactly what I use in my raised beds. This is container mix, and my raised bed gardens are technically big, huge containers. So why not go ahead and use what they're going to be living in out in my garden? So you want to start out with damp soil. You don't want it sopping wet, where when you squeeze it, water just comes out. But you want it damp, because it's a whole lot easier to keep soil damp when it starts out damp. And seedlings need moisture to germinate. Seeds, not seedlings, but you know what I mean. Just want it moist enough to kind of hold its shape, but not dripping. And I know I have a lot in here. Whatever I don't use, I will put back in my tub of mix. And then I lied. I am going to use some of my 6-packs, because these containers are just not going to be big enough. There's not enough of them. And I have to rein myself in whenever I'm seed starting. There's no dripping. That is just moist enough. I have to rein myself in when I'm seed starting, because I start way too much. But I do have people that come and get my seeds, come and get my seedlings for their garden, and I might end up selling some. Who knows? I say that every year, and it doesn't actually happen. I'm going to level that off, and then I'm going to tamp it down just a little bit, and then put a touch more on. I'm going to get all these filled up and some 6-packs of my plug trays, and I'll be right back, and we'll get some of these peppers planted. Okay, I think I lied big time. I have 12 varieties here that I am going to be planting, and I went ahead and filled up one full tray, and there are 12 6-packs in here. I do not have enough of all of these to fill up all of this, and I still have the 10 others over there. So I need to decide where everything is going. This is what happens when I pull my seeds out. I get all excited about my seeds. Let me get all of my bell peppers together. So I have 3 different varieties of bell pepper. California Wonder, Grand Bell Mix. Look at all those pretty colors. They will only achieve these colors if they're left to ripen on the vine. They will all start out green. And then I have Garden Leader Monster Bell Pepper. These are supposed to get really, really big. So those are all of my bells. Now, jalapenos. I have a giant jalapeno. I have a large jalapeno that I saved seeds from store-bought. This is an early jalapeno. I have this large jalapeno that there's only 2 seeds in there. And I bought this from a seed company. I don't remember where. And then tame jalapenos. I love jalapeno flavor. I do not love the spice. I have red Marconi peppers. I think, who is it? Living Traditions Homestead grows these. So I saw these and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna grab some. We're gonna try those out. And then I've got 2 different kinds of poblano. This, of course, was purchased at the store. And this is from a seed shop. I think it was on Etsy, but it's a giant poblano. And there's only a couple of those in there. So I might combine these 2 poblanos into one little 6-pack and go from there. So the rule of thumb when you're planting pepper seeds is, or planting any seed, is you plant it twice the depth that it is wide. So these pepper seeds are tiny, tiny. So they just barely need to go into the ground. Did I not show you that I have a purple bell pepper here that I saved seeds from? I don't know if these are going to germinate or not. I think I might mass plant these in the larger containers over there. So I am going to start out with my red Marconi, and if you'll notice, I went ahead and wrote my tags while my hands were clean. So let me just use the end of a pencil. So I am going to start down here. I'm going to go ahead and put this in this one 6-pack, and I'm going to plant 6 of these. And I'm just barely making a hole. And I'm going to pull, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a couple in each one, just to make sure I get some germination. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now I'm going to do 1. I've got enough. If I only get 2 or 3, I will be happy. If I get more, I will be happy too. And some of my neighbors or friends might get happy with that as well. I dropped 1. Might have a pepper plant growing out of the ground in here. Not very deep at all, and just lightly cover them. And that is it. So these are planted. I'm going to get the rest of these in, and I'll show you everything when I'm finished. I got all of my peppers planted, and so I lied a little bit. This whole flat is full of peppers. Yeah. So that's 12, 24, 36, 48, 60 plus pepper plants. I put all of my purple bells in here because I saved those seeds myself. The peppers were not the best quality. I don't know if they're going to germinate at all. I planted them in here. Anyway, I can see myself giving away a lot of pepper plants this season because I do not need 60 pepper plants. I want them, but I don't have the space for them. Anyway, I am going to gently water these in, cover them up with a humidity dome, and put them over there. And we'll see what pops up. All right, y'all. That's it for this video. I will definitely be giving you updates. I will try to leave maybe a garden tour, maybe a seed starting from last year, here, or here, one of these areas. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Click the bell icon and make sure you click all to get all the notifications when I upload a new video or go live. So anyway, thank y'all so much for joining me, and I will see y'all soon. Happy gardening.